Everybody, it's time for the second troll of the evening. Nicki Moolah. Who? Looking forward to this. It's one way or another. One way or another, I have a feeling this is going to be interesting. Oh my god! Strong start. Okay, wait, is that Equus? Hang on. Is that, like, actually Equus? Look at that. It's like, I'm not crazy, right? Those are Equus's horns. It's even got the broken one. Okay, anyway. It's like, we're right in the cage, You were saying, Equus where? Right in the cage, right there facing down the giant hulking purple blood. You know, those are Equus's horns. So, that's an interesting start. Anyway. Dim lights, the din of a roaring cloud, and the smell of horribly overpriced and nauseating concessions. Even across galaxies, timelines, and perhaps even universes, there is still something deeply familiar about a sporting arena. Smash her motherfucking face in! Mother honking face in! There's also something deeply familiar about sports fans. Hey! Blah, such a shame having seats next to the purples. They can be so crude and boorish. Such a shame having seats next to the purples. They can be so crude and boorish, don't you agree? Jut wouldn't be nearly this loud. Usually. You find yourself here, attending a wrestling show, or a display of muscular theater, to use the troll terminology, thanks to the benevolence of one Amicia Erden. She won the tickets in a raffle and excitedly invited you to come along. You agreed with some reservations that you quickly expressed. She was quite disappointed, but eventually agreed not to kidnap you and keep you locked up as a living paint jar, since you're buddies and all. What a sweet friend. Wonder why it's interesting that she didn't invite Chahut. Like, did she not? Because, like, is Chahut actually off-planet now in this scenario? Is that what's going on here? You have to admit, though, muscular theater isn't really your thing. It's as over-the-top and ridiculous as human wrestling, which makes it perfectly entertaining enough, but it's also, well, a lot more violent. Participants aren't expected to die, as far as you can tell, but you've already seen a fair few get wheeled off in futuristic hover stretchers with injuries you're not sure they could survive. Oh gosh, she nearly got impaled there. Every match tonight is taking place within a chain-link cage, spikes surrounded on both the outside and inside to jut out occasionally from the places where the wires cross. The overall design, in addition to ensuring maximum bloodshed, seems designed to keep both the wrestlers inside and the audience out. Ironically, it might be safer that way. Or maybe Chahut isn't interested in muscular theater. Well, I mean, she did just say that, like, Chahut sometimes gets excited about this. I don't know. The current combatants are some olive blood named the Huntress, and a purple blood calling himself Culpits. Interestingly to you, there is nothing clown-like about him at all. It is almost conspicuous how unclowny he is, if only due to the absolutely ridiculous amount of clown content you've imbibed in the presence of other purples. The two fighters appear to be nearly evenly matched. The olive troll ducks and weaves amid blindingly fast punches from the purple, slashing at him with grandiose arm gestures, trying to overwhelm him with a barrage of small attacks. Every one of his punches hits hard enough to knock her down, but she always springs up before he can land a square hit. She's incredibly steady on her feet and quicker than he. In fact, you get the distinct impression that the olive troll is holding back, presumably so as to avoid inciting the crowd. Thus far, you have not seen a single match in which the lower-blooded opponent triumphed over a higher-blooded foe. Must admit, this match is a lot more tense than I was expecting. Well, I hope it ends soon. There's supposed to be a really famous muscular theaterist performing next. Her name is Nicki Moolah, and she hasn't ever lost a fight. I heard she even beat a Violet Blood once. Nicki Moolah, huh? Now that's a name you could befriend. She must be as big a deal as Amnesia makes her out to be, because she uses her real name instead of some ridiculous made-up nonsense like John Cena or Hulk Hogan. Those are, in fact, spades. John Cena and Hulk Hogan are, in fact, stage names. Ow, ow, cat, what are you doing? I have no idea what John Cena's real name is. Hulk Hogan is named, like, Terrence or something. Ooh, look! He got her! He got her! You flinch. The purple blood finally managed to get his quarry in his clutches, and he lifts her up by the face, digging his fingers into her skull until you hear a sickening crunch, and she collapses to the ground, panting heavily. Oof. She can't bring herself back up to her feet, and the announcer calls the match to uproarious applause from the audience. Two trolls enter the cage and start dragging her out, while the winner basks in the audience's affection. Yeah. The Alpha looks like she's she'll probably live, but she's got a dent in her face that probably isn't coming out. Ever. Ugh. All of a sudden you think you really need to go, get the bathroom. You mean use the snack. You mean, you'll be right back. John Felix Anthony Cena? Okay, so John Cena is his real name, just with some really nerdy middle names attached. Okay. Oh, okay. Come back soon. This fight is giving me all sorts of ideas for a new painting. You quickly make a break for it, jostling your way through the stands and towards the exit of the arena. Before you make it, a voice calls out to you. Some slick-haired and slick-finned violet-blooded guy, wearing a full suit with a tacky flame pattern on it. Interesting. Hey, you, alien! Me, you ask, pointing to yourself nervously. No, the other alien. You swing your head around wildly, looking for the other alien. This bit plays out predictably for a while before you both get on the same page, which is that you are the alien whose attention he wants. You looking to make a little extra buck? No, not really. You never spent all that money you won with Ajdazah. Okay, how about fame? Frankly, you're probably already too famous for your own good. Friendship? Oh, shit, yeah! Well, this guy knows what we're about. Sighing with relief, the troll leads you backstage while explaining that he is a promoter for this wrestling ring. One of the trolls that was supposed to perform tonight was eaten by some plant called a troll-devouring catchy grabber. As such, famed muscular theaterist Nicki Moolah has been left with nobody to fight. You will be that nobody, somebody. We're fighting Moolah. Oh, man. An alien will bring in all sorts of media attention and controversy, which of course means big bucks for him, and friendship for you. Nicki is so friendly, he says, in a tone so insincere. Nicki is so friendly, he says, in a tone so insincere that even your friendship-addled brain refuses to believe it. It's okay, you've met worse. Actually, wait, before we move on, I just wanted to back up and say something. Ever since, why am I blanking on his name? It's like the guy, the cerulean blood who fished us out, the cerulean blood who, like, fished us out of the river and took his shirt off. No. The one nice cerulean blood. Malik, thank you. Jesus, how did I blank on that name? Ever since Malik took his shirt off, there's been like this big controversy about whether or not trolls have nipples. But if we examine the purple blood in the cage here, see some very clear signs of nip. Those are very much nipples on that big ass purple troll. Anyway. Also right there. Perfect. More troll nipples. Oh, I like her. Yes, clickbait thumbnail Malik. That was him. Yes. And we got another shirtless troll with more troll nips. And a couple posters. Very cute. All very cute. Anyway. Got like a roller derby per blue blood. Anyway. He takes you into a back room which seems to be full of performers waiting for their turn on stage. There are all sorts of trolls here. Muscular and sweat-soaked blue bloods more often than not. One troll in particular stands out to you, from her severe expression to her softly pulsating robotic leg, to the fact that she's the only troll here with a fully illustrated sprite. Nice. She's currently doing bicep curls with a set of spiked weights, huffing with exertion. When the promoter approaches, she looks up with a scowl. I'm busy. He begins to explain that he has bought a new challenger for her to face, but she cuts him off and stands up. She isn't as tall as you expected, but damn, she isn't dense. Packing more brawn than any other troll you've met. Trolls have nipples, which fulfill the important biological purpose of mumble, 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 mumble. Do you want to know what happens, sister, to people who disturb my preparations? Do you want to? Experience the bone-crushing, torso-shattering impact of these ladies right here! She flexes. God, those muscles are huge. This is going to be Lore Weaver's new favorite troll, I can just tell. The promoter tells her that she really doesn't need to keep up the act. There's no cameras back here. She gives him a stern look, which distinctly suggests that she never dropped kayfabe in her life and has no intention of starting now. Make it quick. The promoter makes it quick. So let me get this straight. You expect me, to perform with this? This thing. She seems less than impressed, which you find reasonable. MSPA reader telling it like it is. Magnificent legs aside, you don't really look like the wrestling type. Don't you dare insult me, sister. I'd rather you pulled a Rusty from the audience than subjecting me to this humiliation. Oh, but you're more than just an audience member. Frail though you may be, you have the heart and soul of a wrestler. You have much longer than about 5 minutes. You thoroughly assure her. Let's try that again. You have much longer than about 5 minutes. You thoroughly assure her. Waited for an opportunity such as this to reveal your true passion to the world, to come alive on stage and grapple and tumble with the best of them. For eons have you thirsted for the chance to sing the songs of sinew, the hymn of heft, the melody of muscle. Now that you could be blessed by the opportunity to live the life of the athlete, to perform alongside your hero, to show the world that you too love to do the muscly thing. That you might just... Okay, I get it. She glances over at the promoter and then back to you. It does seem surprisingly articulate for a lesser being. But is it ready? For a butt-clenching, flesh-abrating, knuckle-blistering, muscle-rippling smackdown from uptown? It's like we're gonna pick the obvious bad route first. MSPA reader, do the muscly thing. Chat says, I've just been staring at the poster. I mean, fair. That is a lot of jade butt right there. Actually, this is starting to sound a little much for you. Sound like a little much for you. You aren't sure that you can quite match her, enthusiasm for the craft. Who do you think you are, sister? You, who has the globes to step to me. You come into my dressing room with those flimsy, stringy, insultingly puny arms of yours. Look me in my eyes and challenge me to a match. Beg for the chance to spar with me. And then cluck out like the pathetic alien whelp you are. Chat just realized we're the exiles for MSPA Reader. Yeah, that's exactly what we are, isn't it? Come to think of it, that might literally be true, might it? Like, if somehow MSPA Reader ends up playing a game of Spurb at some point in the future, that might literally be the in-universe explanation for these dialogue prompts. Anyway, and then cluck out like the pathetic alien whelp you are. Get out of my sight. Head bowed low, you retreat to the safety, comfort, and friendless expanse that is the audience. You can't even bear to look at Nicki as she goes out and performs. You're so saddened by the loss of a potential chum. Well, then it's kind of grisly watching her pull low blood, and it's kind of grisly watching her pull low blood challengers from the audience and smash their face into the spikes. Ugh, Jesus. Oh, oh, oh. Kano was pretty Jasper-esque, but so is Nicki. Nicki is more like just like a female Hulk Hogan. Like that's where she's gained the sister thing from, because like that's the Hulk Hogan thing. Let me tell you this, brother. You know, that's like a Hulk Hogan-ism, and so that's kind of what that's kind of what she's trying to channel, I think. Come on and slam. The elbow looks like he's wearing Saiyan armor? Kinda, yeah. Anyway, let's get away from this grisly sight. Anyway, are you ready for the smackdown from Uptown? Yes. You nod your head confidently, blister your knuckles and abrade your... blister my knuckles and abrade my flesh, you say. Let's get this smackdown started. You've got guts, at least. She turns to the promoter and gives him a curt nod. I'm gonna need more water for this route. What does the scouter say about her power level? It's over. Oh god, my face! The match is on. Then she turns back to you. Now, sister, we need to discuss the show. I will make all the decisions. You will respond adequately to the storyline I present. It will be thus. The alien invader challenges me in an exhibition match to topple the mightyarchy. They fight valiantly and show an entertaining display of strength. But in the end, as is right and proper, the nobler hue of the hemospectrum prevails again. She starts flexing and showing off for an imaginary audience before turning back to you. Any questions, sister? Yes, actually, you do have a couple of questions. First, will you die? No! Unless you're particularly disgustingly weak, in which case, maybe! That face. Maybe! I love this. She's so happy. I love this. Such is the risk we take, we who indulge in that most noble and dignified of sports. I was willing to give up my leg for the craft. Is your life such a heavy price to pay for a tale that will transcend us and be remembered in the annals of muscular history? Is it, sister? Well, that's rhetorical. Just did the Deltarune thing of your decisions don't matter. Like, yeah, like that's not me clicking. It automatically goes from... it automatically goes from, well, to it's rhetorical! Right. Secondly, when she says exhibition match, it is a muscular theater term, referring to a match staged for entertainment that does not affect one's ranking in the flex ladder. We will not be sparring in the nude. Such glorious displays of raw, chiseled physique are reserved for the Intergalactic Trollympics. No, yeah, you got that. Mostly you were wondering if it meant the loser's head being exhibited on a pike, or some other bloodthirsty nonsense. My scouter says that her power level is a numerical value representing her overall physical strength, and also that's bullshit. Very good. Do not denigrate this noble sport with claims of savagery. Thirdly, you're getting the sense that she's going to be playing the heel, yeah? That she's going to be playing the heel, yeah? The what? You explain that in your own cultural equivalent of muscular theater. Performers generally fall into the category of face or heel, wherein the face is the rule-abiding and sympathetic figure the audience is meant to root for, whereas the heel takes on a more aggressive and unlikable personality. What part of my personality is unlikable? Do you dare suggest, sister, that the audience won't be roaring in thunderous applause and admiration as I conquer yet another pitiful foe? Yeah, we're the heel? I mean... yeah, it's like, I don't know what MSPA reader was thinking. We are definitely the heel in this situation. Like, Nicki is everything that troll society aspires to be. We explain kayfabe to the trolls, and the trolls explain the quadrants to humans. It's a perfect cycle. Yes, yes it is. As I conquer yet another pitiful foe. You tell her, you know what, she can be both the face and the heel, and you'll just be subjugated under my heel? Yes, exactly. Just the resignation. Just the sheer resignation in that line. Hey, Moolah, chatting time's over. You're up. She jerks her head back at you and silently marches out of the room. You begin to follow, and the promoter directs you to your entrance on the other side of the arena. You wait nervously for your cue to enter. Well, folks, we've had some technical difficulties, but here comes the match you've all been waiting for. Wearing the belt of champions and a leg of her own design, she's ready to gut the competition. A paragon of powder, a lady of legwork. Ironic. A true blue rough annihilator in the making. Clap those hands and activate those screech crevices. It's Nicki Moolah! Nicki approaches the cage to thunderous applause, raising her arms and soaking in all the praise. This is a fun one to get into. She flexes and poses as the audience throws glasses of milk at her, which shatter uselessly around her steely frame. This appears to be a common ritual for her. Okay, we gotta get, like, the full glory of that image. What's our name gonna be? The Human Spider? people in chat are asking, what's our wrestler name gonna be? It's gonna be the Human Spider. He flexes and poses as the audience, as the audience throws glasses of milk at her, which shatter uselessly around the steely frame. There appears to be a common ritual for her. She steps through one of the cage doors and it slams shut behind her, locking tight. With her arms crossed and her teeth firmly gritted, she awaits you. As the announcer begins a new intro speech, you step forward. And in the other corner, frail in stature, weak in knees, wearing a perpetual look of befuddlement, we have some messed up low-blood alien. This is gonna get me banned from Twitch. That's actually, you know, now that you mention it, I'm worried. There's a lot of nip in this episode. Yeah, they're the muscle beasts in the background there. We just had a wet t-shirt contest. It's like, this is all so much Somebody fetch me a towel immediately. How has this absurd mockery of life not been called yet? Perhaps only so fate could lead them to their thrashing at the bloodthirsty hands and barbed foot of the grand Nicki! A decent portion of the crowd boos at you during your approach, which you find unsurprising. You have to dodge the hail of old boots and rotten fruit. Somebody throws an entire piano at you. Relatively unfazed, you enter the ring and hear the door close behind you. So, you come here, alien, to prove your kind superior to the unbreakable, unstoppable, trolled species. Yeah! You shout. Kind is so superior to trolls. And you, their emissary, does this creature look superior to you, my theater enthusiasts? She turns to the audience, throwing out a hand and gesture towards you. They boo. Is this sorry specimen the best its planet can offer? More boos. You counter that you came more than prepared to tackle the mightyarchy? Yeah, that. So you claim to be prepared. But are you prepared to face these 24-inch slither noodles? Oh god. I'm dying. Slither noodles. She flexes so hard, the announcer's sleeves explode. Oh, that's great. So be it. I'll crush you in a single blow. You're expecting a referee to start the match, but then it occurs to you that there is no referee. Somewhere in the distance, a bullhorn sounds, which is apparently the signal to begin. No, don't die, we let you. I will try not to die, I promise. Without taking her eyes off you, Nicki grabs the cage wall behind her and hoists herself up effortlessly, scaling it in reverse until she reaches the top. The announcer is screaming something about this move being called the Spiky Nicki. Once she finishes her ascent, Nicki deftly leaps from the edge of the cage and spins down towards you. Her body twists and writhes in multiple blindingly fast flips before her robotic leg comes slashing at you. You spend quite some time admiring her dazzling form before it occurs to you that you should probably move. You duck and roll forward, feeling the point of her leg just barely graze your scalp. The announcer shouts, "First blood!" as you feel a light trickle down the back of your neck. I hope there's fan art of that. Yeah, this has been a fan art heavy episode already. Some members of the crowd are booing, presumably because they just noticed the color of your blood. Between the neon lighting and distance, they probably just think it's rust-colored and not a mutant red. So at least you have that going for you. What you don't have going for you is time to think about your next move, because Nicki pivots on her heel and charges at you. This time she's going for a more theatric throw. Two powerful hands grab you and lift you over her shoulder, where you nearly gore yourself on one of her horns as you struggle to escape. You plant two hands on her back and push hard, and are delighted to find that her grip loosens and you go tumbling over her back, landing, with a clumsy stagger, on your feet. You're not sure if you let you get away with that one for the sake of the show, or if you just slipped out of her sweaty-soaked palms, but you're going to charitably assume the former. She turns to face you, grunting and baring her fangs. She charges, rearing back a fist and then sending it barreling towards your fragile human nose. You leap out of the way, only narrowly dodging it. All you've done is avoid me, coward. Where's your killer instinct? Do I scare you? Are you loath to face my true blue, muscle-bound beauty? You take this as your cue to attack, and instead you run full tilt away from her. This isn't fear carrying you, you swear. Fool! There's no running or hiding from Nicki Moolah. Stand and fight. She sprints towards you as you flee. The crowd is on tenterhooks. Nobody knows what you're doing, least of all you. But you think you can pull something cool out of this. You leap at the cage wall, barely dodging the spikes that line it, and use the slight amount of give in the chain link wire to springboard you off. With an exuberant grin, you go flying towards her, arm held out for a classic clothesline maneuver, and then you collide with her own arm and whoop! When you wake up, you're lying on what appears to be an exercise mat. You can feel a telltale throbbing sensation in your face that indicates a black eye. The rest of you, thankfully, doesn't feel particularly hurt. That's a lot of blood. It's like... what kind of bizarre torture chamber exercise routine is this? Nice job not dying. Yeah. Nearby, you can hear the huff and puff of exertion. You glance down and spot Nicki training on one of those leg press machines you always saw in gyms but never had the courage to attempt to use. She's wearing an exercise outfit which, despite its vastly different purpose, looks almost exactly like the outfit she wore in the ring. It has all the functions a fitness aficionado would want. It's loose, it's breathable, and the artists don't have to draw a second set of sprites for it. Getting meta up in here. As soon as she notices you're awake, she turns to speak to you. She doesn't even stop her workout. You're finally awake, sister. Welcome to my hive. I've spent so much time, so much precious, valuable time, waiting for you to open your eyes. Oh god, how long have you been out? About 40 minutes. Whoa, it's not too bad, is it? Perhaps, but only when compared to your abysmal performance in the ring. To be knocked out cold by your own attack. Wretched. I'm an impossible foe to conquer, and yet even a Rusty has towed me longer in the realm of Mortal Kombat. You are weak, sister. Offensively so. Is that what this rest of this route's going to be in? Training me up for a rematch? Is that what she's going to be doing now? She slams her foot forward with such velocity, the weight on the leg press goes flying off and leaves a dent in the floor. Grunting, she stands, takes a long swig from a bottle, and then approaches you with fire in her eyes. What do you have to say for yourself? You scuttle backwards, proffering only a sheepish smile. You're, sorry, you guess? Excuse me. I didn't bring you here for apologies. I brought you here to see your heart ignite with the will to improve. You are not a worthless being. You have a flair for the theatrics, an appreciation of the sport, and a shining soul filled of only the most intractable determination. You could be so much more than you are, sister. I could make you so much more. Oh my god, that is what we're doing. I need a Kleenex. 1 second. People say, I'm just stuck looking at the room. Yeah, there's just a lot of blood in here. Cast your gaze around you and behold the Bronesium. Did we visit one of those in Paradox Space? You obediently cast said gaze around. This room is massive and littered with training equipment as far as the eye can see. Much of it resembles exercise machines like the one you had in gyms on Earth, But there is plenty more that looks far more alien and deadly. Let's just stop and appreciate this. Oh look, oh good, there's a whip too. Nicki flexes. No, that was the nudezium, not the bronzeum. Right. Night of the Nudezium. I love that. That's still one of my favorite panels in all of the Paradox Space side comment is. Also the doors. Also, I've locked the doors until I feel you have adequately taken in culture. However, what was the quote? I think I messed up the quote. But it's a great panel. And it's exactly what I feel like whenever I try to introduce friends to Homestuck. A treadmill, which appears to throw the runner into a vat of acid if they fall off. A series of swinging axes that would look at home in a dungeon. 3 different varieties of Iron Maiden, each more horrific than the last. Why are there just nooses? Good question. This is presumably Nicki's personal workout studio, but you could easily mistake it for a torture chamber. You wonder if Ardata has ever considered a job as a personal trainer. Maybe you should bring it up to her? That would be great, actually. Cat, stop paying that. What's that? Guys playing with my mic cables? There are some who may be worthy of my expertise. It is here I can forge them, just as I forge myself, into beings of adamantine strength. The journey will be harsh. If you are made of weaker stuff than I believe, you will perish in agony. But if your core is strong and your will of iron, yours will be an unquenchable might. She extends a hand towards you, her jaw set. Join me, sister, and together we shall ascend to Thomsian heights of muscular perfection. There, she's just like vibrating with excitement. Look, I look at the screen. It's like just the highlights. The highlights are real. There's a look in her eyes that you have never seen before. One of hope, of faith. Her arm vibrates, muscles quaking. Do you take it? Well, once again, seems like a fairly obvious answer here. Tumsent, swollen. Okay, there we go. This is probably going to be a quick game over, I should hope. Hesitate. You begin to offer your hand, but under her steely gaze, your resolve wavers. This all seems like a lot. Too much, even. You don't know if you're made of stuff strong enough for the training she seems to be offering. Whoop. You would like to prove yourself, to become strong. You really would. But does she perhaps, just maybe, have any courses a little easier on soft and squishy creatures like yourself? The expression on her face goes terrifyingly blank. She's not scowling or snarling or sickened or any other S word. She's just looking at you with the vaguest hint of disappointment dripping from an otherwise neutral expression. I see. You're like all the rest, aren't you? Unworthy to receive my gifts. Unwilling to reach your full potential. A pathetic, simpering thing, playing at dreams of muscular greatness it can never achieve, because it doesn't have the will for it. Remember not to click the left-hand side? What? You're an insult to my art. You spit on my passion. Get the fuck out of my face and do not, ever, dare to return. Shaking under her steely gaze, you quickly flee her hive. Is this it for you? Is the screen going to fade to black, replaced by a goofy cartoonish end card and some somber over-the-top music composed? Composed by artistic genius James Roach. James! Is James Roach being a cheeky fuck here? Is that what happened? No! But it refused. We have too much determination. You refuse? You're not yet ready to call this friendship kaput. You'll show her and her draconian methods up, damn it. It's time to get ripped! You're going to do it your own way, and in return, and she will be so utterly impressed by your muscular growth that she will have no choice but to admit that you are friend material. Sadly, you do not know any other blue bloods characterized by the absurd love of muscles and bodybuilding. They're basically all turtle nerds, actually. But you can perhaps think of someone from a nearby hue who can help you. Her door swings open with gusto, and you are greeted by a familiar smiling face. This might be the correct path after all. So I'm guessing... My guess is that the other route is just going to end in us, like, you know, trying to train and dying. Her door swings open with gusto, and you're greeted by a familiar smiling face. Oh, what an unexpected surprise. You're looking much more casual than last time we saw you. You really should have called. Or texted. Or did literally anything else to alert me to the fact that you wanted to visit me on such short notice when my schedule is so terribly packed. But that's alright, I can squeeze in a meeting, I'm sure. Do come in, do come in. And she's actually here now. You step past the threshold of the door and into the office/living room. Terezi is sprawled out across the couch, lazily holding a book up to her face. It looks like she's studying, which is a relief to you because you would have felt terrible. You would have felt terrible if you had interrupted some intimate time between them. Unless studying is intimate for them, you kind of hope studying isn't intimate for anyone. The prospect terrifies. I don't know. Hermione Granger would probably be into it. It's the Teasius cameo volume. It's 2 volumes in a row where you got her. Everything's looking at Teasius. Cheers. Would you like to join me and ZZ for some grub loaf? It's no imposition, I promise. You absolutely would. You didn't know Stella was a cook on top of everything else she does. A cook on top of everything else she does. Oh no, I could never. There simply isn't enough time. I'm just ordering from Door Smash. It's excellent stuff, really. It is. ZZ has some very colorful words for the taste. It's pretty bitchin'. Oh, God, I love Teasius. Yes, it is. Certainly that. Pencil our good friend here in for a dinner date, can you, darling? Can you, darling? They're literally right here already. We don't need to do that. Stella pauses and blinks as if processing a foreign concept. Oh, I love this. Right! Sometimes Stells forgets that you don't have to put everything on a schedule. Which is fair. School feeding changes a troll. Stella puts up a chair and gestures for you to sit down in front of her desk. All that said, while we wait for the meal to arrive, let's get down to brass tacks. What brings you to my lovely abode tonight? Maybe they just want to see you? People don't always need a reason beyond that. You actually do have a reason, though? Shit. I love this. She's like... Teasius is basically just the co-star of this whole night. Like, she had a big supporting role in Daria's route, and now here she is again. You explain to Stella that you have a friend, or accurately, a friend-to-be, or perhaps acquaintance, or perhaps a person of chum-adjacent quality, who you would like to impress through the pursuit of personal fitness. A person of chum-adjacent quality is a great phrase. You recall that Stella was jogging when you met her, so maybe she could help you put together a fitness routine, and you could do some workouts together. Her expression lights up and she claps her hands together. Oh goodness, I would absolutely love that! My poor ZZ is usually far too tired and far too busy. Sometimes I don't know how I manage it myself. So I'd absolutely love a partner to help to keep train Saziat running on time. Assuming, of course, you won't be late yourself and can keep up with my pace. Fair warning, it's blistering. Isn't it, though? Thanks, sweetums. I love them. I love them. They're great together. It's perfect. You confidently assert that, if nothing else, you can keep pace with her. Your legs have seen a lot of use. Walking, running, fleeing, prostrating yourself before clowns. You know, the usual. Make Tezius the peanut gallery for everything Homestuck. Yes, that would be fantastic. Just imagine all of Homestuck, but with Tezius off to the side commenting on shit. Just like make her the Greek choir to everything Homestuck. That's perfect. That'd be the perfect thing. We'll set up some meetings, then I'll add you to my schedule. My people will call your people, etc., etc. Thanks for visiting. It's been ever so lovely to see you. Toodaloo. She's halfway through shoving you out the door when you remind her that she invited you in for grub loaf. She hastily and apologetically pulls you back inside. Tezius snickering in the background. Don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you, if I didn't have Stells. Someone has to be the energetic one in this quadrant. The contrast is certainly a stark one. Has Tezius considered quaffing energy drinks here or there? Perhaps they could help keep her pep up. 1, I'd probably literally die. 2, you don't want to see me on energy drinks. Oh, but I do, though. I really, really do. Nobody does? Fair. You spend a while longer chatting with Tezius before the delivery arrives and the three of you have dinner together. The grub loaf is exactly as bitchin' as advertised. A wonderful meal with wonderful friends. The perfect precursor to the fitness montage yet to come. You visit Stella multiple times a week, fitting yourself into her incredibly convoluted and packed schedule. The feat doesn't actually prove very hard. You basically only exist to spend time with friends. Her equipment is delightfully free of torture devices, besides the step machine. She also owns quite a bit. Besides the step machine, she also owns quite a bit of smaller exercise paraphernalia: acrobatic doodads and thingamajigs, yoga mats, jogging outfits. Even one of those huge bouncy exercise balls, which she bans you from using after you accidentally send it careening into a carefully organized stack of books. This is a long route time-wise. Yeah, it kind of is. We haven't even started on the failure route yet either. Stella carries herself forward with a peppy, always on sense of gusto that can be difficult to keep up with. But her bright smile and encouraging attitude do wonders to keep you invested, to convince you that you really can acquire the swole hood you've dreamed of. By the end of the perigee, you are... Well, you wouldn't exactly call yourself ripped, but your muscles are definitely toned in a way they previously were not. You feel hale and healthy, more energetic than ever, with a bit of extra pep in your step. Apparently, regular exercise makes you feel good? Wild. Yeah, this is true, by the way. Like, I go in and out of exercising regularly, but it really does help you keep up with stuff. Yeah, it sounds like a paradox, but yes, like going out and wearing yourself out by jogging or something really does give you more energy. Ironic, right? Anyway, you look at yourself in the reflection of an acid puddle, and you flex and watch your muscles bulge. Fuck yeah. It's time. At least you hope it's time. You climb into your scuttle buggy and prepare to set the autopilot to Nicki's place, but something steals your hand. Some strange sensation that has been surely settling on your stomach. A sense of unease, of dread. Your days of foolish ignorance are long past, and in their place a burgeoning understanding of the universe in which you exist, and the harsh laws by which it rules its inhabitants. You are beginning to fear, made the wrong choice, with all the consequences such a lapse in judgment entails. Will you ever truly befriend Nicki? Or are you cursed to live, for who knows how long, in a world without her sweet smile to cure your insatiable addiction? Mayhaps you need not wonder. Mayhaps the time has come to look inside yourself and know. You're going to give your chakras one real motherfucker of a blitzing. It's going to take some good mood music of the highest caliber. Having picked up some meditative trips from Boulder, you navigate your Scuttlebuddy's radio dial to an achromatic buzz station which is currently playing some soothing ocean sounds. The gentle lap of water meeting the shore, the rhythmic beat of the tide, as steady and as sweet as a mother's heartbeat. It's interspersed with distant honks and weird animal chattering, of course, because this is still fucking Alternia. You lean back in your seat. It is actually like getting a little ASMR up in here. Like here, let me just mute the mic for a second and just crank this up so you can hear it. You lean back in your seat, reclining it as far as it can go, and sink into the cushiony softness. Something sharp is poking at your rib, but you try to ignore it. You close your eyes and allow the white noise to flood your senses, blocking everything else out. Oh yeah, you're really vibing this shit right now. Chakra status, blitz to hell. Alright, yeah, let me read the chat back. You imagine causality as a river. Every choice a branch. Tributaries upon tributaries, winding ever downward, pooling in lakes of inevitability, the pit in your stomach gnaws. It all ends here, stagnant, bitter water, reeking of death, the ocean ever out of reach, your soul ever learning for the single, solitary estuary among all these ceaseless spillways. You take a deep breath. Water laps at your sides and tickles your ears. You are adrift. You feel the gentle bob as you float down the river. Feel the rush like a tickling clock. Gravity as time pulling you ever forward. This guy, MSPA Raider is just channeling Garnet's future vision at this point. This is fantastic. Which river is this? To what end does it deliver you? And yeah, the title screen music just came up. Good catch. Your breathing slows, then shudders. You feel the rapids approach. The rivers blur, then shift. Your heart unwinds, misses a beat, a surge of emotion. Water striking down the curve of your cheek. Your lungs ache. Which lungs? Which river? Which you? You try to focus, but the water beats at your brows, lashing your arms and legs. Too tired to swim, you try for another deep breath, but nothing comes. With a tumultuous gasp, you sink below the surface to the churning darkness below. Here, amid the battering onslaught, the images come. Whirls of emotions, of sound, of thought. Memories best forgotten or never known. Lakes meant to remain uncharted. The creak of thunder... Whoa. The crack of thunder, rain and tear fall. A single drop of olive. The record skips. Peace through rage. The whirl of the carousel. Horses whinny as the calabeat sings. Interesting word choice there. The circle takes you. Searching eyes implore you. The puppet strings stretch towards the moon. The flash of a blade. The spray of blood. Her strings are cut. The crackle of energy. The world gone grayscale. Eyes deeper than the deepest pit. A shuddering final breath. You are lost. Lungs burning, water clogging every inch. You furrow your brow. Think. Find your river. Yeah, puppet strings reaching to the moon. Yeah. The lunarocracy is real, people. What's this? Coughing, wheezing, a final rattling grasp. Panic seizes you, a resounding crack. The stamp of hooves, the ricochet of gunfire. The death of one, of thousands. What? What is this? A low, sinister honk. Footfalls, loud and deep. The swing of a club. Blood on the pavement. This is getting freaky. Dark, acrid smoke, indistinct voices, and crackling intercom. A lurch beneath you, feet thrown out. Neon green, crackling energy. Choking, desperate, lungs aflame. You focus your will. Where are you? Which are you? Find your river. That seems surprisingly articulate for a lesser being. Piercing eyes, a stern, uncompromising gaze. The singe of acid, crushing spikes, the body worn to nothing, all for her approval. The puff of exertion, gray muscles flex and sprites lighten, a gulp of water, the shine of a smile. A looping tape, mirrors and mirrors, the mind like time, infinite. This is getting weird. The tributary splits, and you finally drift down your chosen route. Freshwater visions as you float towards the surface. So yeah, that kind of just spoiled the fact that we are probably going to die in the other route. So, spoilers, I guess. A carefree decision, scuffling legs and the thrum of an engine, cityscapes passing by. Stern anger, a fist tightly clenched, shaking, barely restrained, hope crushed under rigid foot. You dare show your face? You dare to insult me by showing your face again. A plan poorly conceived. At times like these, you envy the Purple Bloods. this might not be going well after all. At times like these, you envy the Purple Bloods. Well, you envy them quite often, actually. They've got amazing strength, unbelievably, in fact, vehicle's starting to grow on you. These vents are way too tight. Desperation, madness, friendship at all cost. You lift these weights with ease. Arc, my other leg. Oh dear. Uh-oh. That looks gory. I need to put a warning on this video. Maybe blood pooled on the concrete. Troll and plan both collapsing. Cold hatred in her eyes. Skullbody before it's torn itself in half? What? How is she even doing this with one working leg? Tense footfalls on the pavement, muscles straining to exhaustion, the sun rising over a desperate chase. Escape, sweet bliss soon to shatter, blood and bone turn to steel. Oh. What the? Fruitless assistance, your clothing, your soul stained with blood. No more, no more. Your Pomkos died ages ago. One more step. One more desperate step. One foot ever after another in the endless chase. Okay, so like I'm not reading it out loud, but yeah, this is like Nicki becomes a cyborg and kills everyone, it looks like. Try your best to stifle your ragged, fearful breathing, but I haven't been reading it out loud. I have been like reading the text in the preview screens, and yeah, like it sounds like Nicki is just like, you try your best to stifle your ragged, fearful breathing, but you know it's fruitless. Nothing can hide the terrifying pounding of your heart to her bionic ears, nor the heat of your blood to her infrared senses. She can find you here. So yeah, Nicki is just slowly becoming the Terminator in this timeline. Drenched in fear and sweat. Hidden, but not well enough. Ba-bump. Ba-bump. Nicki board's searing blue eyes flash in the darkness. Blue eye flashes in the darkness. There's no more hiding. You close your eyes. The curtains fall. One final heartbeat at the end of all things. You emerge from beneath the surface with a gasp, coughing up water, and... oh, it's just you, saying your Scullabuggy. Gentle white noise still playing on the radio. You take a moment to catch your breath, your heart thumping against your ribcage like it wants to crawl out and beat you senseless for subjecting to all that horse shit. Whew! Okay, enough meditation for one day. You think you're just going to reach over and kind of set the autopilot to Stella's house instead of Nicki's? Yeah. You have no idea if this will avert or merely delay some horrifying grisly end or another, but it's better than the alternative. And besides, you really want some more of that bitchin' grub loaf? So, bad timeline averted, basically. People in... Oh, come on, I didn't even give you a real cybernetic eye. So basically we just used fucking seer powers, what? Of some description, to look into the future of what this could have led to. And like, basically, had we continued on with this idea of, like, training by herself and then going to challenge Nicki again, things would have gone badly, and Nicki would have... We would have continued to injure Nicki, who would have slowly replaced herself with robotic, slowly would have replaced her body with robotic components until she hunted us down and killed everyone we knew. So, yeah, let's not do that. It's a good thing we did not do that. Let's, That was... Seer of Time, I don't know. Mind or heart feel more likely, to be honest. Other timelines, other selves, other choices. Because, like... Yeah, it's deliberately infuriatingly vague which aspect we are tapping into there, because they call it, like, other minds, other selves, other timelines, other selves, other choices, which suggests, mind, heart, and time, in their own rights. So, anyway. It could also just be, blood, because blood is all about relationships. Anyway, let's take her hand, and, yeah. Take her hand, staring into those hopeful eyes. Oh, you see that deep sapphire blue filled with the glow of friendship? She squeezes your hand so tightly, you feel your fingers fracturing. Yeah, the way it's presented is very similar to how Theseus presents it. Or the way Garnet presents it, which, like, we talked about this before, how Garnet's take on... Like, Garnet from Steven Universe, if you don't know, which I think most of you watching this probably do, if you know me, Garnet in Steven Universe also famously has future vision, which she can use to, see the future. And it works but it's not like... But, like, in Homestuck, time is very much an absolute that can't really be messed with. Like what you would think, not the way you think of it. Not the way you think of it. It's like time heroes are never portrayed as, like, looking at multiple futures and picking the correct one. Except in cases where they're, like, trying to get back onto the alpha timeline. It's like, time players are all about sticking to the path that must be followed to not, like, unravel paradox space and kill everything. And whereas Garnet and Terezi, both are much more about, like, finding the correct choice, the most beneficial choice in whatever decision they're trying to make at the time, and that's much more what we were doing just now. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway. Excellent! Okay, so after that whole thing, I gotta, like, get back into, like, the Nicki mindset of, like, okay, enough introspection, let's do this! I knew you had the spark! Now to make a flame. To grind, and crush, and pummel the flint, until it bursts into the roaring blaze of strength. Today I shall begin by testing your limits. Come! Okay. She leads you to the treadmill, and a deep, bubbling pit of acid directly behind it. You nervously step on. We're going to measure your speed and stamina. Run until you can no longer run. She starts up the machine. She gives you a nice, breezy jogging pace at first, but the treads quickly begin to whir away at a blindingly fast rate. You're sprinting as hard as you can to keep up, holding desperately onto the arms of the treadmill. Come on, sister! Grit those teeth! Put some thrusts in you into it! If you're not evacuating your acid truck by the time you're done, you aren't trying hard enough! Sweat beads on your forehead as you push your legs to the limit, running like you're being chased by an angry drone. Your feet must be blurring like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog by now. The treads are moving ever faster. You can almost feel yourself slipping. Got to hold on. Arg! You lose your grip and go flying backwards, narrowly grasping onto the edge of the pit and dangling into it. Your toes singed by the acid. Youch! You hoist yourself up over the edge and roll to the side, hissing. Nicki stands over you, clucking your tongue. Top speed, 12 miles per hour. Let's see you grit those teeth. That's good, right? Like, humans max... Like, I forgot what the world record for human max speed is, but it's like... it's like upper teens, I think. It's like the max. Like, on a treadmill, humans can actually go faster, like... But, like, that's something good. Is it good? It's alright, I think. For a bronze blood. Next test. Yeah, 12 is pretty good for a human. She takes you from machine to machine in quick succession, each time commenting your skill level. Your biceps are as terrible as rusty. Your biceps are as terrible as Rusty's. Your lungs are gold at best. Your lungs an unexpected cerulean, all the while taunting you, encouraging you to pull yourself further. The dissected corpse of my ancestor could do better than this. You struggle to deadlift a giant barbell made of dead monster skulls. Are you going to eject dismay fluid all night long, or are you going to woman up? Hell yeah. You go toe-to-toe with a punching bag that shoots sonic blasts at you whenever you hit it. Shape up or get ejected to the nearest solar execution barge. You sob as she forces you to do 30 minutes of freeform jazzercise. Your jazz hands are terrible! By the time an hour is up, you are panting and huffing, desperate for a break. Nicki finally relents. Your reward for staying alive thus far. Stay hydrated, sister. She tosses you one of those protein shaker bottles that gym buffs are always chugging from. You regard the mixture within curiously for a moment, before throwing caution to the winds and gulping some down. When has imbibing alien substances ever hurt you before? But when the flavor hits your taste buds, you almost retch. Is this Gatorade mixed with milk? Oh, God. Ugh. So now I can't even drink my water anymore. I just... Nutritious and delicious? I mean, she's not wrong. Like... Like, Gatorade and milk is like, well, like, those are indeed two healthy drinks. Like, but drinking them together is just no. So no. Well, you know what you have to do? Actually, you know what? Fuck it, hang on. It's not Gatorade, but, hey, oh. Why am I doing this? So it's not Gatorade, it's mineral water. So it's like off-brand energy drink. Here's the milk. God. Oh yeah, somebody clip this so we can send it to Lore. He's gonna hurl. I'm going to do this on camera, so you know I'm not, like, bullshitting you all here. Here, actually, hang on. Let me just swap this out. Oh, Lord. I hope the clip... I don't know how clipping videos on Twitch works, but I hope somebody has the clip running already, because we are doing this. We are making this happen. So yeah, here's the Gatorade. Well, close to it anyway. Here's the milk. Skim milk. Oh, it doesn't look terrible. Kind of looks like orange flavored milk. Ugh. God damn it. Milk away. God damn it. Why? Why did I... Oh. This is Lore Reaver's fault, too, by the way. He's the one who got me started on this whole eating weird shit kick that has become a thing for me now. Alright. Well. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, it is orange, in fact. Is the flavor of that. This mineral water. It's, yeah, it's orange. I also have lemonade and pomegranate, but orange was the one that was in the fridge, so, I really don't know what to expect, so I don't know, like, how prepared to, like, run to the sink I need to be here, so... I don't know. Okay, here we do. Okay. I can't look at chat. If I look at chat, I'm going to laugh too hard, and then that's just going to end terribly. Okay. Here we go. I mean, it's not bad. It's not as bad as I expected, actually. It does, in fact, pretty much just taste like orange-flavored milk, which I've had before. It's like strawberry milk. You know, like, strawberry milk is more common, but you do see, like, other fruit-flavored milk sometimes. Yeah. So, yeah, add that to the list of weird shit Minda has drunk for the sake of... I don't even know. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know what... I don't know what happened. This is like... This is the hill that I die on. Hey Minda, quick question. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey Lore! Welcome to chat. Doesn't count unless it's muscle beast milk. Not great, but not that bad either. What's the big deal? We all need to settle down here. Yeah, it's actually a good way to describe it, to be honest. Add more orange. Yeah, sure. Add more orange, people say. Okay, can do that. Oh god, now it's full again. Now I have to keep drinking it. Straight from the butler's teeth. I'm gonna saute your heart and feed it to your fucking parents. Something like a shonen. Something like a shonen on Tsuji Island. Alright. Warrior just had to drop in because I was conducting experiments and is now going back to live blogging. Okay. Have fun, Lore. Enjoy Wander Over Yonder. I'll be checking back on that after the stream. Okay. That's quite enough of that. Alright. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. See, last time I, like, started drinking weird shit on stream, I had, like, planned it ahead. Like, I did get Faygo ahead of time, just for the sake of, you know, just for the sake of drinking Faygo on screen. That was fun. But this was just a completely impromptu... I did not wake up this morning expecting to drink Gatorade mixed with milk. What's in my mug? This mug is just water. The rules say it has to be water. So it is water. like here, I can actually, like... Here, like, I'll even... Hey, look, see? Just water. Alright. Anyway. Okay. A spontaneous liquid experiment. Vitamin water, do you think doesn't really count? Well, yeah. Like, Gatorade is a little grosser than mineral water, too. It's, like, kind of salty. So that might be... So, yeah, maybe I'll do a real test with real Gatorade. TM sometime. But, in the meantime, this was the thing I drank. Yeah, maybe for the next Friendsim I'll get some Gatorade. Oh, good lord. Blech. Okay. Anyway, now that that little plot cul-de-sac is out of the way, let's get back to the Friendsim. Okay. Nutritious and delicious. Well, I'll give you nutritious. We'll certainly give you that. You keep chugging it. You need the liquids, foul though they be. Alright, lactose break over. Let's continue. Quite so. Excuse me. She next leads you over to one of those Iron Maidens. This one doesn't actually look spiked. It just has blunt, bumpy surface on the inside. Get in. What? Get in, sister. You reluctantly step inside the Iron Maiden. The doors clamp shut around you. This thing is far, far too tight for you, and the bumps are pressing into you from all sides, threatening to squeeze you away into nothing. You groan and push back against the walls, desperately trying to keep them from crushing you into a little human waffle. Just when you think your strength is about to give out, the Maiden opens. Pressure resistance, about olive level. These results are, surprisingly, adequate. Your potential continues to shine. Good work. Oh yeah, that was a death fake out there. Yeah, the death fake out kind of completely blew past me because we already know that this is the good route. Or at least continuing on the good route. There might be another choice, like, further along. Who knows? A durability test. But yeah, I completely missed the fact that this was a death fake out because this is the good route. This halfway point seems to mark a change in her attitude, as you continue to just barely persevere through everything she throws at you. Like a shake weight so powerful it leaves you shuddering intermittently through the next few exercises. Keep steady, sister. Don't lose heart on me now. A rowing machine that douses you with boiling water if you can't keep up the pace. Go, go, go! We'll make a fuchsia medalist out of you yet. Literally being chased around the field outside by a giant toothy monster. Don't you dare allow this thing the satisfaction of feeding on your bones. After hours of this grueling work, you finally collapse. You think some of your bones are broken, your heartbeat is coming in quick and irregular pulses, and you can hardly breathe. Your vision blurs and shifts at the edges. God, you're amazed you haven't passed out yet. Get up! You glance weakly up at Nicki, expecting her to be looking down at you with disdain. But instead, you see her crouching down and offering you her hand, wearing a smile. You take her hand and she pulls you up to your feet. The look on her face now resembles pride, and when she claps a palm down your shoulder, it only kind of hurts. Aw. That's sweet. She's sweet. You've done well, sister. I threw everything I had at you, and you soldiered on with head held high, even as your body broke underneath the weight. I've never seen such commitment. Such strength of heart and soul. Such dedication to the craft. I'll get up as soon as you explain how I'm still conscious. She is her own greatest inspiration, hence the poster of herself. Thanks. Sure. Such appreciation for the most righteous of pursuits. You are no mere workout partner. You are a workout friend. A light blossoms inside you like the neighing of a horse. This feeling of power, of strength, of the bond between warriors, this is real and true. And this light will never, ever leave you. As you bask here in the satisfied and sweaty glow of a good workout, you realize that planets, universes, dimensions, realities, powers, principalities, and cosmos come and go. That being swole as fuck is forever. Just screen cap that for a friend. What is it? Whoops. Victory. Heart and soul aspected? Maybe. Victory. That was much shorter than the failure route. Here. I believe it's Alt and print screen to take just this window. Alright. Perfect. So that was that. Kind of just like... Kind of the theme for the night is that the failure routes were much more interesting. Like, Daria was the same way, where, like, you had a very existential and compelling story in the failed timeline, and in a good timeline where everything just kind of works out, and it's great. Anyway, what is our friend Moolah? Moolah is a Sagicorn. Sign of the Wild. Sign with Prospect and Rage. Very nice. Both of Dahlia's routes were great. That is true. Yeah. And also, Theseus is the best wingman to this whole ordeal. So, anyway, that was Friendsim Volume 17. Friendsim Volume 18 is due out in a couple of weeks. I will not be able to play that Friendsim immediately when it comes out on Friday. However, I am working on December 14th, that Friday, and so the first time I will be able to stream that will be on Sunday. So Sunday the 16th will be the next, and in all likelihood, final Friendsim. So that's kind of great. I know I keep saying next. I mean next fortnight. Come on, guys. I know how long it takes for a Friendsim to come out. Next fortnight's fine. Not next week's Friendsim, next fortnight's Friendsim. There. I said it correctly this time. So yeah, next fortnight will be the final Friendsim. Next Fortnite dance. I do not know I don't think I can do the Fortnite dance at the drop of a hat, because I don't play Fortnite enough to remember it. Predictions for the final Friendsim. Well, I don't really, since I haven't looked at any of the troll card cards in advance, so I don't really know much about the trolls that are left. I would assume that they are two trolls that are highly anticipated, because that's how I would do it if I were marketing this thing. And honestly, I have no idea what to expect, because I don't know what's going to happen to MSPA Reader after this story is over. You know, because is this going to end with our protagonist dying and getting out of the way of the canon story? Is it going to end with him just is it going to end just like every other Friendsim, like nothing changes, and so leaving the door open for more Friendsim material or more stories with this protagonist later on? Is he going to go back to Earth and just live happily ever after? I don't think so. That's a very un-Homestuck kind of ending, I think. So yeah, I really don't know what to expect, like plot-wise, or troll-wise, except I expect them to be interesting trolls because they're saving them for last. Anyway, that's about it for the night. I'll see you next fortnight for the final Friendsim. See ya.